like every cricketer has a dream of making a debut for India. So, other than that, what is next for you? What is your goal?
Everyone has a dream, as you rightly said, but to be the best in the world, that's my dream. I think playing for India is one thing, but being consistent at the highest level and dominating the entire world, that is my dream.
Who do you think currently is the best?
I think across all format, Virat Kohli has been consistent for over a certain amount of time. So I think Virat Kohli has to be number one.
You are going to be playing for Kings 11 Punjab against this IPL. What will be your plan this time? What are the things are you planning to tick off from your bucket list for IPL?
I think I like to keep things very simple, and I'm not a person who thinks a lot about the result. I'm more a person who thinks about process. So in this year of IPL, I'll just focus on the things which are controllable to me, and I'll try to give my best and make Punjab Kings select me in the 11 this year.
Okay, so I read in an interview that you got offers from UK clubs to play for them. So will you be ever considering that in the future?
Of course, yeah. The thing with UK is, I think it's very competitive cricket out there, and you can, learn a lot as a person when you go to a different country. There are a lot of challenges that you face as a cricketer. There are always a different condition out there. So I think it did help me a lot, and I think it will be very helpful if someone else goes there as well.
What has been the most difficult situation that you have faced as a cricketer so far?
The most difficult situation as a cricketer or even as a person is just to bounce back. In life or in cricket, there's always a thing when you are down, when you're bobbed down. I think the most difficult thing is to come back up, and that's when your character is shown. When you bounce back, how you bounce back after a failure, after a defeat. So I think the most difficult situation for me is when I didn't get selected for the Under-19 World Cup, and I had to make a comeback and show my worth to everyone around. So in the Under-19 state final, Punjab Trophy final, I scored a triple century. So then, which made my selection to the Under-19 Indian Test squad. So that's how the period after which the team was announced and I wasn't in the team. That was the most difficult period I think I had faced in my career so far.
You said you did not get selected for under 19 squad. Was there any change that you made in your schedule? Like maybe you increased the training. Was there any particular change that you made after that?
I think it's very important to be honest to yourself and be tough. It's very easy to find excuses or put it on someone else. But if you aren't selected and you take it on your heart, then that's the first step you can take to achieving your goals. Then that's what I did. I took things upon myself, and I always had this thing clear that if I am not getting this, there's something greater which is planned for me. So I kept sticking to my process, and I was 100% honest to myself.
In your interviews, I read you have spoken about an advice given by Sachin Tendulkar that actually helped you in your career. Is there any other such advice that was given to you by any cricketer that has played a prominent role in how your career has shaped up to be?
I think there have been a lot of advices that I have received, but last year when I was with Punjab Kings, I spent a lot of time with coach Anil Kumble sir, and he always said that you don't have to try something extraordinary. It was my first year obviously in the IPL. He said you don't have to do something extraordinary here. You just have to do what you can do the best. And I think that stuck with me for a very long time, because as you go in the IPL, it's your first year, you feel very, there's so much pressure there. There's so many big players there. So it's very easy to fall under pressure. But if you just stick to the thing that what I can do best, I think it really helped me calm my nerves.
If you were to play sail for a city like Mumbai, then it would have been different your career trajectory so far.
I don't think so. I don't believe in ifs and buts. I think what is meant to be will find its way. And even if I've played for Mumbai or Vidarbha, the main goal is to play for India. So the route might be different, but the destination is still the same.
And if not Punjab, which IPL team would you have liked to play for?
Since childhood, I've always been a fan of Mumbai Indians, so I would have been happy if they would have picked me.
And what, according to you, has been the highlight of your career?
There have been a couple of them, as I mentioned earlier, 300 in a Kuchbihar Trophy final, which is second highest after Yuvraj Singh. Then back-to-back centuries in under 19 Asia, under 19 sorry test matches, which one of which was the fastest by an Indian. So these couple of things have been my highlights.
How did you start your cricketing journey? Where did it all start
I
from?
think it all started with my father feeding me tons of balls. It has always been his dream. He wants to see me play India very soon, and I think we both are planning and working on towards it.
Was your father also into cricket? Did he also play?
He did play for his college and university, but he's mostly been a very big fan of Sachin, which which made me watch a lot of cricket as a small kid, and since then I've been also doing the same thing as he has been.
How old were you when you started playing?
Very small, I guess 4 or 5 years, when my dad used to feed me balls, plastic bat, wooden bat. Then he put me in a club when I was 7 years old, and since then my journey has started.
What has been your most cherished cricketing performance? Is it the 300 that you mentioned?
Yeah, there was one of my cherished moment, but I think 100 before that, the 100 in the semi-final, a game before that, I scored 130, which was very challenging, and I think I would think that that 100 gave me the confidence to score a big 100 in the final. So I think that was also a moment which I will cherish.
How did you process the news of IPL? Getting into IPL. What was that moment like? When did you get the news?
So I was in quarantine that time. I was playing Ranji Trophy. So sadly, I was alone in the room, but I had a lot of phone calls and I was watching TV. IPL auctions can get very stressful. It's very hard to watch, and it being a mega auction last year, so it was very stressful because 2 long days and you have to wait a long time. So I was waiting patiently for my number, and when it got there, my phone started to ring, and then I couldn't call my parents with that phone, so I had to take another phone, and I called them, and the first thing I spoke with my parents was I was saying thank you to them for everything they had done for me, and they were just really happy.
About IPL, since you're talking about IPL, there are new changes in IPL this year. So, what is your take on impact player rule, which has been introduced this year?
I think it's a great step towards future of cricket, uh, and I think they have tried it in the Mushtaq Ali also, and I think it was a very good thing that happened, and it's good that it will make cricket even more interesting, I feel, and yeah. I think it will be more result oriented. I feel they'll try it in IPL, and then we'll see how it goes.
And this is the last question I have for the interview. What is your favorite format?
Cricket, I think nothing beats Test cricket. It's the ultimate.